So Chitra, welcome to Sports Talk by Sports Paddock. It's a pleasure to have you here today and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you for calling me.
Yes, just to give a short introduction about you before we start, so that our viewers have a background knowledge about you, even though you really don't need it, because you are no stranger to the world of football, especially since you've carved out a niche for yourself. But you are a former Indian national football women's team captain, more so an Asian all-star player, and also a national team coach. In a time where we had cricket dominating the world, you had managed to carve out a niche for yourself in football. And you initially started playing cricket, but then you jumped off to playing football and saw that you were a very talented goalkeeper. And you sort of carved out your niche from there. You played for more than a decade in the beautiful game. And you've represented Karnataka in women's national football championships in Lucknow all the way back in 1975. And since then, you've been carrying out representing us, our nation, with the beautiful sport. And now you're even contributing back by teaching future goalkeepers. You've been acquired with licenses. You've traveled abroad also and got your licenses. So major chip on your shoulder to still be in touch with the game and still contributing to the game. So thank you. So starting off with the first question, Chitra, can you hear me? Hello? Chitra, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but there was you were stagnant for a second.
Oh, sorry. So I gave the short introduction about you, and I'm just kicking off with the first question. With being such a super achiever and you diving into a sport like football, especially during a time when football was not too recognized in women's sports, what made you want to take it up at that time and continue for so long?
See, actually, coming into football is an accident for me because being a cricket player earlier, so Padma Socials, which was a club having a cricket team. So I was playing for the club, state and South Zone when I was playing cricket. So when football was introduced, Padma Socials also involved in the camp during that time with Mr. Raman, Olympian, who was in charge of the camp as a coach, and Mr. Rachappa, who was a secretary of Karnataka Women Football Association, as it was called during that time. So because they wanted to bring some girls into football, because it was the first time football was introduced to the girls. So Padma Socials club officials thought that we already have players who are playing cricket, so why don't we put them as a footballers also? So that's why most of us came into football like that. And me coming as a goalkeeper is also an accident. Like, it was not a chosen place for me when I was a goalkeeper for a Karnataka state team. So because I was a wicket keeper in cricket, so spontaneously I used to dive for the ball. So they thought that maybe I could do better as a keeper also.
Wow.
So that's how I started my career as a footballer and as a keeper.
Lovely. And I mean, you've played for so many years as well. You've traveled so much for the team as a goalkeeper as well. When did you decide that you want to take up coaching? And have you seen any improvements in the quality of coaching that had been produced then as compared to now, since you've been taking up and completing so many licenses?
See, the pattern of coaching keeps changing time and again, no? Just like trends. See, when I was, when my coaches were training me, that was the way all the coaches were training, and that was the way players were trained. So as and when the days passed on and the rules changed and the speed improved in the game, so as the days passed on, the trend also changed. You know, the coach education department also took a lot of interest, and the way of method of coaching also started changing. Because earlier we used to run a lot with making a 10 rounds or 12 rounds, and now that is the scenario is totally different, where of course running for 10 rounds, 15 rounds still is there. It's only to develop the condition of the player, to improve the endurance level and to check their capacity, lung capacity.
True.
We call it VO2 max. So it's like that, so as and when the day pass on, and the trends also change, just like our attire. Like we used to have a short one which was for a shorts and a tight t-shirts or something like that. And now in between it was a t-shirts where they were putting a loose t-shirts and a loose shorts. And now again it is changing. Okay, so
Trends,
just like
right?
that, and rules have changed, and the quality of the coaching have changed, and quality of the players have changed, and demands have changed. And the demands what we put challenges on the players also have changed. It's not like before. Now it's become more professional than
Absolutely.
what it was. Yeah, so because we were all playing for a passion, we all just wanted to get a chance to play. That's it. So we were not thinking like if we play we can make money through this. That was not an idea at all before. And now yes, things have changed, and people are taking playing as a career.
Lovely. And I mean, you going through so many stages of coaching as well. Why did you prefer training early developmental players in particular?
See, we always believe, you cannot make any player once they're 18 years or 19 years. So it's always better to train them when they were small. That's why we just concentrate more on a grassroots. And I believe in training the children. It may be irrespective of the gender. So we have to train them much earlier. So the why I took a coaching profession also, it's for the same reason, because I was so fascinated about coaching. So I thought like whatever I have learned, and I thought I can make some improvisation also, so that I can impart better coaching to the players. So that's why we could see that when I started my playing career for youth services and later for Sports Authority of India.
Mm-hmm.
So I have even trained the players who are more than my age.
Wow.
So it's not that especially female. When I just came into the profession, it was not like many female were not there to take up the profession, because incidentally I became the first women coach in India to be qualified coach, to be appointed by Sports Authority of India. So it was like that. There was a lot of challenges during that time, and I always prefer that to take up children at a grassroots and start training them. And if you train them during grassroots, your
Mm-hmm.
training goes very perfect, and that technically they'll be very sound,
The base
because
is there.
basic will be very good. And you just go only for a basic conditioning, like what we say is ABS, like that, where we work on agility, balance, and coordination, and little bit of speed and little bit of power, where we are
Wow.
adding all the fun elements into that. It's not that we are training all these things as we train the older boys. So just you see that you develop all these things, but in a way which is acceptable, and where the children can have fun, because only the coach will be knowing that these things are developed for those children, but the children will not know
Not no.
that they are loaded. you know so it was like that. So when they become perfect in the technique,
Mm-hmm.
and later stage when they become when they are youth and going for elite, this one, only thing is they'll have to work on a lot of their conditions. And yes, the tactically they start improving once they come to the different age categories. Once they come to the youth level after 11 years or 12 years, they get to know the tactics, and they will get to know that decision making is more important. you know because
Definitely.
once they are youth level, it is sometimes it becomes difficult to train technically, because there are their body may not cooperate, and the way they are turning and the way they are dragging the ball, it may not be as successful as the other players. When you can also see, the players who have been trained from the grassroots level and the players who have just come after 18 years or 19 years, you can see the vast difference between these two.
They're more
That's it. So I
refined.
believe, yes, yes, of course, because the technical efficiency to be developed. That's a prime factor. So tactically, yes, tactically, they can improve after playing the game only, because game teaches lot of things, and game is a better teacher than the coach itself, because they learn a lot while playing the game, like because it depends on the decision making. So sometimes
Absolutely.
they may go for a wrong pass, and like that they will learn, like, okay,
Learn
next time I am not supposed to pass the ball over there.
practical
And
knowledge.
sometimes exactly, because they dribble the ball, and they if they lose the ball, they will know, okay, probably this is not a time where I have to dribble, maybe I should have tried something else. So this is more important.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
it about it.
And and you've trained both genders. You've trained grassroots for men and women. And but now
Yeah.
you have specifically gone into helping empower women through playing football and provide guidance for them. What are the
Mhm.
milestones that you've achieved right now, and what are the challenges that you face that you mentioned before? Also, challenges.
I'm training both men and women now also, because I'm handling both BFC women team, which is in super division, and I'm handling the men team also, which is in A division.
Lovely.
So now when you ask for a challenges when you're training women team, so it becomes difficult to bring them from home first, because I
Yeah.
have experienced so many times, like, you train a girl nearly for about 4 to 5 years, and afterwards suddenly she just drop out for a lot of reasons. Maybe she got a job which is not at all through football, and she has to support her family, or
Family.
the parents will not agree for that, for her to continue, or maybe she has to go for a higher studies which will not allow her to pursue the game. So there are a lot of these things, and when you say milestone, I think it's yet to reach.
Yeah.
I don't think I have reached.
Are there any small successes that you've had? Oh, Chitra, can you hear me?
That's how we can go.
Sorry,
But when
Chitra.
you,
Chitra,
yeah,
sorry, I lost you. Can you please repeat it? When you spoke about milestones, we got cut off.
yeah. See, when you speak about milestone, I think milestone cannot be the end of the journey, because
Oh,
as far as our career is concerned, the moment you think that we have reached this milestone, I think we have to sit at home. That's the end of it.
no, 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 no. Of course.
Maybe I can think that I have crossed many milestones, and maybe yet to cross few also. Because the best thing for us, what we did was it was somewhere around 1999, where we adopted some of the schools nearby our ground, and we just trained those girls for 40 minutes. I used to go to their schools to request the PT teacher to allow me to train them for 40 minutes of her PT class. So like that, we had trained nearly about 7 to 8 schools, and I conducted one tournament also from all those for those
Wow.
8 schools. So then that was our first time where we started training the under 14 and under 15 children, and I'm very happy. And of course, I can also say that proud, like, some of them played for state, and some of them even went for a national camp. So now what I mean to say that if we popularize the game among schools, and if the coaches can work into the schools without expecting any remuneration from them, because the moment you go to the school asking, saying that you want to work for the school, but you
They'll,
you want the you want them to pay, so that's a time they don't allow you, or they are not interested. They will say that they are not interested.
true.
So sometimes, you'll have to work out of the way for a passion of the game, where you concentrate to develop the girls. Your aim should be, your objective should be to develop women football. So the moment you think like, okay, I'm going to earn something from that, probably somewhere, we are not on the right track.
No, no, I
Yes,
agree.
money is very important. Yeah, money is very important. But if you're working for any academy for a salary, yes, you can do it. But at the same time, if you're really, I can see so many people saying, no, I'm very passionate about the game and I want to do this, I want to do that.
Yeah, what do
But
you tell
if you
them
really
then?
want to do, yeah, if you really want to do something, do some service, because there are n number of girls who cannot pay and join the academy. There are n number of girls who are very talented. There are a lot of people who don't have the kit. There are a lot of children who don't have the boot. So why don't we search for those children and do something for them, which I was doing before and I'm doing now also. uh, because it's not about working for the people who have something. So let us do some work even to the children who wants to
Good.
play, but they don't know where to go and how to do it. Because as far as BFC concerned, till date we have not collected one pie also from any girl for coaching. It's a free coaching for us. So we have been doing this from long time, from that day till date. So we have ours is the only academy who don't charge anything for the girls. It's free for them. So that's how we have been making from that day to this day, and hope God will support us to do the same thing till we finish.
No, this is an amazing thing. I mean, I think that's what at least introduces the sport to the girls. Because once you start liking a sport, that's when you start encouraging other people, saying, "Oh, I love the sport. You should come try it out. You should come play with me." So I think a lot of people will start coming and playing as well. But you having your own initiative to coach and help girls, do you see the federation also contributing substantially to help both men and women in football to sort of come up?
See, now federation is a body and association is a body. Okay, see, they are there to develop football by conducting tournaments and conducting camps. But I think federation and association cannot do everything. They cannot go to
Absolutely.
every doorstep to call the players. So that is why the clubs work under the association. Now, what is the role of the club? The club role is to bring the players and train their players and making them play and see that they all develop. Because unless and until these girls play for the state, they represent the state, they are not recognized.
True.
So the best thing is to bring the children to the club and see that they are becoming a good players by giving them a proper training, especially age appropriate training. Because I can see some of them, like, they just want to load the players like anything and make them injured, and then the girl sits at home. I know a lot of occasions like that.
Really?
Because for coaches, to me, I feel it is not what the coaches know. It is the coach should know what the player needs. Because if we have 10 players or 12 players with us, we should not train all the 12 and 13 in the same pattern. Because each one has got a different capacity and
Absolutely.
each one has got a different fitness level. So if I'm going to make somebody to run and pass the ball, move, touch, come back, pass the ball, if I can make one girl to play 20 times, maybe the other girl who is a beginner or a novice can work only for 10 times. So the coach should be having an understanding like how each players are learning. It is not
Absolutely.
about how we are learning. It is about we have to learn as coaches, like how players are learning. Because every player don't learn in the same pattern. Some of them can pick up faster, some of them can pick up little late. So it's not that you start um boosting a player who is picking up fast and not boosting the player who is not picking up fast. Okay,
Absolutely.
so we have to understand everybody's
Strengths
level
and
of
weaknesses.
understanding and capacity. So it's very important for coaches. And moreover, we start comparing, like if we have, for example, if we have a 15-year-old girl and an 18-year-old girl, and we make both of them play and we say that 18-year-old girl is very good, how it is possible? 15-year girl is going to work with her capacity, and 18-year-old girl is going to work with her capacity.
Absolutely.
Now if you are going to make 15 years and 15-year-old girl, then you can compare like who is better in that and who is talented. So it's not that you so the comparison should happen in a proper shape. It's not that you are comparing with a different levels. Maybe some
Absolutely.
of them they join us as a beginners, and some of them join us who knows little bit. So it's up to the coach to understand each and every player. It's not that to show that I know these drills and I'm making all those things. So if the coach don't know the loading principle, like what is a working load and what is the rest ratio and
Mhm.
what is the intensity to be given to each player, I think it'll become little difficult for the players also to prove themselves
No, no, I think this is a
ultimately.
very good point. And I think most of the players like it when you know how their strengths and weaknesses work. So when girls come
Exactly.
to you and they ask you how this, if they're aspiring to become professional players, what do you advise them if they want to tell you, I want to become an aspiring footballer?
See, first thing I would like to see at what age they are coming and joining us. That's very important. See, for example, if 18-year-old girl or 19-year-old girl and comes to me and say that the beginner I'm talking about, those who
Oh,
probably she don't know to play football at all, and she comes and say that I want to be a professional player. So you have to be realistic somewhere, you know.
sure.
So if we have some potential with us and if we had little bit of experience, then yes, you have a pathway to go to a professional level. But if you are not at all in that level, and where you don't know to pass the ball also, so you should not think now to become a professional player. So you have to go step by step, you know.
True.
So I will not say that 18-year-old girl, 19-year-old girl cannot play football at all, because I want everybody to play football. I'm very selfish. So irrespective of the age, because when we conduct women's day in our ground, I have made a granny also to play football, you know.
Really?
Because yes, everybody has a child in them. Probably they wanted to play earlier days, they couldn't play, and they all enjoy our session, especially on the women's day. Another time also, you know, the parents, we make the parents also mothers
Really? Oh,
to be a
wow.
part of our this one. And whenever we have our own training sessions for girls, even at the time when we had a super division league. So we added for one session, we added two of the parents who are interested. So with a
Lovely.
condition like the girls should not tackle them. And after every three passes, one pass should go to that particular lady who is not a football player.
Lovely. What a
So
lovely rule.
that's how we created interest in them, you know. So
No, that's a
it's like
lovely
that.
thing that you've done. And even then, I mean, let's say, suppose a girl who's played with you since the age of, say, 12, 13, and then they come to you saying that I want to take up football professionally. What would you advise them? What are the steps that they need to take?
Yeah, all they have to do is working hard, because there is no substitution for that. Because nobody can help you unless until you help yourself. And I always believe that coach is a coach only, not a magician. We don't have a wand in our hand, you know. We just we I don't uh, promise anybody that I will make you the player who can play for India. I will not do, because every time it depends upon what they are doing every day. Probably after 1 week, if the girl is not capable of taking the load or something, she may not continue also. And the
Absolutely.
education problems are also there, and you have some family problems also. There are so many problems which is going to which may occur unexpected one. So usually I don't definitely sure for me that I don't promise anybody that I will make you something in your life. Unless and until the player wants to become something, coach is only a guide.
Guide.
Okay, but if anybody is taking interest to come to us, we definitely are with them, and we'll see that they just definitely move to the next level. Like we had two goalkeepers with us, and one of the goalkeeper, her name is Vinaya. You all must have noticed Bigil movie. If you have
Yes.
noticed that
Yeah.
she is in that as a keeper, and some of our players are also there.
Bishti Bakshi has
Uh,
also played with you, right?
yeah,
I mean, trained under
yes.
you.
So yeah, that's so they all have gone to a different level, because they all have a lot of passion for the game, and they had a goal in their life, like they have to pursue. So that is how you can see that they are all in that place. If they all would have just stopped in between, they might not be there. And we have one Crystal also, who hails from Mangalore. So when she started coming to us, she was just a keeper. And now you can see that she went for a national camp also, and
Wow.
she and Vinaya has been a regular player for us, and both of them played Indian Women League also. So it's like that. I can name many, and we have one Harshita who just joined us in a very, I will not say beginner stage and a novice stage, and now she is a class player who is in
Wow.
a demand from the other class. So
So the
it's like
players with
that,
the right
and we
guidance
have
go places.
Yeah, so we have got Paramita and Amulya who are already internationals and they have been playing with us for a very long time. And it's like that. So it depends on the girl how she is continuing, because I'm always there to support everybody. But after I support, are they are good enough to move ahead? That matters, because I have seen some of them that they work very hard for 2 and 3 years, and after 3 years they just leave football.
Leave it.
So there, I somehow feel that it's not that I wasted my time.
No, but I
So
think it hurts
I
you
feel
also a
bad.
little bit.
Yes, it hurts. It definitely hurts, because we have spent time on a particular player to become something. So it hurts.
Yeah, and
But you can't help, because each one is having a different way of leading and living their own life. So
and
we feel bad at that time and hurt at that time. Then yes, I just leave it and go to the next.
oh my God, oh my
I
God,
don't continue. I
my
don't
goodness.
continue with that, because see, my profession is like this. Like many of them have come and gone, just like a school teacher profession. Probably we will not remember many, but somewhere people will remember us. So that itself is enough. We don't need anything from anybody. As a coach, all we want is to see their name and a fame somewhere else. Even if they don't tell my name, also I'm least for that. But we are
Wow.
happy to see them. Like so and so was with us, and they are somewhere else. So
Yeah,
somewhere, how it hurts when they leave. At the same time, you feel a satisfaction. Like okay, somewhere
when you know your work
good.
has produced, you've produced good
Exactly.
work.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, you're not answerable to anybody, but you're answerable to the God, whether you have done or not.
Wow.
Because your
Wow.
story should be worth enough to listen. That's it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know now also there's a certain amount of pain with the pandemic also that's hit, and with the third wave also that's probably coming and hindering your practice sessions. How do you
Exactly.
how did you adapt to this? How do you keep your girls mentally and physically engaged?
We just talk to them. That's it. Because each one, my players are good enough to have their own fitness now.
Okay,
So they are more responsible and they know what to do,
lovely.
even if they are at home. So they keep themselves fit. So there's no need for me to say that you have to be fit or something like that, and we are going to get another league close. Or I only tell them like you have to be fit at least to keep yourself good when you see in front of the mirror. You should look like a footballer, not like anything else or not like anybody else. So
Absolutely.
the mirror will teach you, like where you have to cut down and where you have to put on.
Oh wow.
That's it.
Oh, that's
So
a lovely thing
yeah,
to say.
when that is a thing, because see, you have to be happy with your body first before anybody could tell. Okay. So and that's one thing. And almost all my players are more responsible now, and they know the schedule and they know how to keep them fit
Keep
at
themselves
home.
disciplined and
Because
motivated.
because strength you can improve at home itself. And of course speed, there is no need for them to develop now, because speed is a very short lived capacity and short lived this one. So uh, it can happen only when we are closer to the competition period. So otherwise, strength and conditioning, they do at home itself, with
Lovely.
the available sources, whatever they have, maybe with the bottles. Even if they don't have a cones or something, they do with the bottles and buckets. And yes, they keep doing.
Good way to keep themselves motivated. Nice. And finally, this is a question about you. What has been your proudest moment in your career as a player and as a coach?
My proudest moment was when I went for a Asian Star. Uh, when I was a Asian Star.
Wow.
So
Okay.
during at that time, I didn't know the value of being a Asian Star, because I was very small to understand what is a Asian Star. But after becoming a coach, I understood what is Asian Star. And because being an Indian player is playing for an Indian team, whereas when you go as an Asian Star to play for continent, you're representing your continent. So
Yeah.
that itself is a biggest, proudest moment for me.
Wow.
And of course, the most proudest moment will be when our players are becoming something. Like they are becoming players, and they are playing for a national team, and our players have working as a referees. And the players whom I trained, they are all the coaches training some more players. And more proudest moment, my players who have become coaches and they are bringing the
Oh,
best players to play for
even
a
better.
state team or under 14 mini Olympics. That is much greater achievement, I feel, because not that what I have achieved, So uh, my players and my subordinates, even my colleagues who were already with me working for Sports Authority of India. So I'm proud of everybody, because the success doesn't come just in one day. So even my grassroots player who has scored on that particular day, if he has scored the goal, I cheer him up, because for me it may not be a big achievement, for him or
It's a
her,
big achievement.
yes, it's a biggest achievement for them, because achievement is you don't have a scale for it, so
Yeah,
it depends on each one of us, like which is what is achievement for us. Because for me, maybe I have gone so many times with the national team, and going one more time for national team may not be achievement for me. But yes, for a budding coach who has, if she is given a chance to go with the national team, it is the greatest achievement for them. So,
absolutely.
so it's like that.
No, that's very touching and inspiring, Chitra, I must say. As a coach and as a player, you've reached heights, and I'm sure people look up to you for a lot of things. So thank you so much
Yeah,
for
but
sharing.
I feel I want to add to this. But I think if you want to take coaching as a profession,
Hmm.
please be very responsible. It is not that you wanted to become a coach. If you have always think you have become a coach to make the players. So just having the licenses, I think it's of no use. If you are making the players in a right way, I think that should speak what type of a coach you are, you know. So the age appropriate uh, training sessions should be there, and you have to know that what kind of a people I'm training, what kind of a players I'm training, and when I'm training, am I training them in the transition period, or are we closer to the competition period, and are we still preparing them? Because you don't do the same thing in every phase. In preparing the team, if you are having one set of training factors, and you have to the it may not be the same thing when we are closer to the competition. So one should understand these variations, what we have to do when. So we always say that you have to think about uh, five things, like when, where, how,
Hmm. When it comes to
and it
coaching,
goes on. Yeah, yes, you'll have to think where I'm coaching, when I'm coaching, and which is a period, and how
why
I'm
am I
coaching,
coaching?
yes, why I'm coaching. So if you just ask a question for yourself, why have I become a coach? So I think the answer should be worth reading, or worth thinking for yourself, instead of thinking like what others are thinking about you. We have to understand, like, why have I become a coach? Is it for to earn my living, or to train the players?
And make a
Now
difference.
you have to merge both. You have to merge both. Yes, to earn my living, yes, of course. Then if you are earning, if somebody is paying me, am I giving the uh, player worth that money? So that the coaches should think about those things.
Absolutely. And I think you made a very valid point, because not many people give much weightage or know the importance or the impact coaching can having for any kind of player. It can make or break a player if you have a good coach. So I think a lot more responsibility has to be given. And I think India as a nation is slowly producing very good coaches, especially in football. We're adopting new models and we're building new forms to have better quality training sessions for the kids. So kudos to
Yeah,
you and your department for this. Absolutely.
yeah, because AFF coach education is doing a very good job, and about that, our Karnataka State Football Association is doing a tremendous job uh, these days, because we are having a lot of earlier days. We all have you had to go to the other states to do the licenses. Now I'm very happy that our president, Mr. Harris, and Mr. Satyanarayan, who's the secretary, doing a tremendous job, and they have brought everything to Bangalore. And uh, earlier we used to go to the other places. Now I'm very happy that people are
Coming
willing to
here.
come to Bangalore to do the courses. Yeah. So
Lovely,
that's what I said.
absolutely.
The scenario
That's,
has changed,
that's
and the
true.
status of women football also. Yeah.
I mean, it's only because of you who started it in the beginning that it's slowly growing now, and it's growing at a pace as well. So we hope to see bigger and greater things from you, Chitra, and we hope to see you continue this, like never ending.
Thank you so much. I'm always for football in general and women football specifically.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Chitra, and you have a good day. Keep in touch.